Have you ever walked into a room filled with good intentions, a genuine smile, and an open heart, only to be met with an immediate, inexplicable coldness? Have you ever helped someone loan them money, listened to their trauma for hours, supported them when no one else would, and instead of gratitude, you received resentment? Welcome to iUniverse, your sanctuary for spiritual growth and self-discovery. Hit subscribe and join our journey together. If you are listening to this, chances are you have spent a large portion of your life wondering, what is wrong with me? Why do I attract conflict when all I crave is peace? You are in the second half of your life now. You have seen enough. You are tired. You are tired of being the bigger person. You are tired of being the emotional anchor for people who would gladly watch you drown. I am here to tell you the truth that society is too polite to say. I am here to tell you why your kindness feels like an insult to them. It is not because you are flawed. It is not because you are socially awkward. It is because you are a chosen one. And your light doesn't just shine, it burns. Today, we are going deep into the spiritual physics of human connection. We are going to discuss why your high vibration is seen as a declaration of war by those living in low vibrational states. We are talking about why your light irritates their demons. The physics of spirit. Why they cannot stand you. Let's get one thing clear immediately. When I say demons, I am not necessarily talking about entities from a horror movie. I am talking about the unhealed shadows, the suppressed shame, the jealousy, and the dormant trauma that live inside people. Most people walk through life strictly asleep. They build comfortable cages made of their own excuses. They complain about their lives, but they do nothing to change them. They gossip to feel superior. They play the victim to gain sympathy. They exist in a low frequency, a dense fog of survival mode. And then, there is you. You who have done the work. You who have faced your own darkness and survived. You who try to live with integrity, honesty, and compassion. You carry a high frequency. In spiritual terms, you carry light. Now, you might think light is gentle. You might think light is warm. And it is to those who are ready for it. But to those who are hiding in the dark, light is not comforting. Light is terrifying. Imagine someone who has been living in a pitch-black cave for 30 years. Their eyes have adjusted to the dark. They are comfortable in the filth they cannot see. If you suddenly walk in with a high-powered flashlight, do they thank you? No, they scream. They cover their eyes. They curse you for blinding them. This is exactly what happens on a spiritual level when you engage with unconscious people. Your presence, your joy, and your peace effectively turn the lights on in their internal basement. The mirror effect. Why they attack the reflection. This brings us to the most painful realization for many kind-hearted souls. The mirror effect. When you stand in front of someone who is deeply insecure, unhealed, or living a lie, you function as a flawless spiritual mirror. You don't even have to say a word. You don't have to preach. You just have to be. Your honesty highlights their dishonesty. Your discipline highlights their laziness. Your peace highlights their internal chaos. Your ability to forgive highlights their grudge-holding heart. They look at you, and deep down, subconsciously, they see what they could be, but failed to become. They see their own wasted potential, and that realization is painful. It hurts. It triggers a deep, ancient shame. But the human ego is a defense mechanism. It cannot handle shame. It refuses to say, I am jealous of her peace, or I wish I had his courage. So, the ego flips the script. To survive, they must destroy the mirror. They have to convince themselves that you are the problem. They will call you arrogant because you are confident. They will call you fake because you are kind. They will call you selfish because you finally set boundaries. They attack you not because they hate you, but because they hate the reflection of themselves that they see in you. If you have lost friends as you have gotten older, if family members have drifted away or turned against you as you became wiser and healthier, do not grieve them. You must understand. Your vibration became a threat to their stagnation. You stopped feeding their demons, and so their demons started starving. And a starving demon is an aggressive one. Now, we have to talk about something uncomfortable. We have to talk about energy. Physics tells us that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. In relationships, this transfer is happening constantly. You, as a high vibrational being, someone who prays, someone who meditates, someone who loves deeply, you are a generator. You generate your own light. You generate your own joy. You can sit in an empty room and feel content because you are connected to Source, to God, to the universe. But the people we are talking about, the ones irritated by your light, They are not generators. They are batteries. And often, they are dead batteries. They cannot generate their own happiness. They cannot generate their own self-esteem. So, where do they get it? They must harvest it. This is why you feel absolutely drained after spending 20 minutes with certain family members. This is why you feel a spiritual hangover after a phone call with that old friend. They didn't just talk to you, they fed on you. They provoked you to get a reaction. They complained to get your sympathy. They criticized you to get your defense. Every ounce of emotion you poured into them was energy, leaving your body and entering theirs. And here's the aggressive truth. They don't want your advice. They want your energy. How many times have you given someone the best advice, the perfect solution to their problem, and they ignored it? They stayed in the mess, and then they came back the next week to complain about the exact same thing? You get frustrated. You think, why won't they listen? You were missing the point. They didn't come to you for a solution. If they solved the problem, they couldn't complain about it anymore. And if they couldn't complain, they couldn't harvest your sympathy. They need the problem to keep you engaged. They need the drama to keep you tethered to them. The strategy of provocation. So, how do they get this energy if you stop giving it freely? How do they dim your light when you decide to protect your peace? They use the oldest trick in the book, provocation. You see, a person vibrating at a low frequency, anger, shame, guilt, apathy cannot rise to meet you at your level of peace. It is physically impossible for them. So, to connect with you, they must drag you down to theirs. Have you ever been having a great day, you're happy, you're singing, you're feeling good, and someone walks in and immediately says something to prick you? A backhanded compliment? A snide remark about your past? A criticism of your outfit? Must be nice to have all that free time. You're always so sensitive. You think you're better than us now, don't you? What are they doing? They are trying to lower your frequency. If they can get you to snap, if they can get you to yell, if they can get you to cry, they have succeeded. Because in that moment of anger, you are no longer in the light. You are down in the mud with them. And the moment you drop to their level, they feel comfortable again. They feel safe. See, their ego says, she's not so holy, she's crazy, she's just like us. They will poke you until you explode, and then they will point at your explosion and call you the abuser. They will burn you and then ask why you are screaming. This is a trap designed for the chosen one. Because you have a big heart, you care. You want to clear your name. You want to explain yourself. You want to be understood. But listen to me closely. You cannot be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The too much label. As you have ascended on your journey, you have probably heard this phrase. You are too much. You are too intense. You are too deep. You analyze things too much. You are too emotional. Let's decode that. When they say you are too much, what they are really saying is, your capacity for depth exposes my shallowness. They live on the surface. They talk about the weather, the neighbors, the news, the price of gas. Surface. You want to talk about purpose, soul, growth, legacy, depth. Your depth feels like drowning to them. They can't swim in your waters, so they demand that you dry up the ocean. They want you to shrink. They want you to dim your light so their eyes stop hurting. But here is the spiritual reality. You were not made to shrink. You were not given this mountain of a spirit to squeeze it into a thimble of a life. If you are too much for them, then they are simply not enough for you. And that is not an insult. It is a measurement of capacity. You cannot pour a gallon of water into a shot glass without making a mess. Stop trying to pour your ocean into their cup and wondering why it spills. They are committed to their limitations. You are committed to your expansion. And that gap is where the friction lives. Let's address the elephant in the room. The reason you haven't walked away sooner. The reason you keep answering the phone. The reason you keep explaining yourself. It is guilt. You have been conditioned to believe that love means suffering. You have been taught that a good person never leaves anyone behind. You have been told that loyalty means sinking with the ship, even if you are the only one trying to bail out the water. You look at them, maybe it's a parent, a sibling, a spouse, a friend from childhood, and you see their pain, you see their potential. You remember who they could be, you remember the good times, and your heart breaks. So you think, if I just love them enough, they will change. If I just explain it one more time, they will understand. If I just give them one more chance, they will see the light. I need you to hear this, and I need you to let it sink into your bones. You cannot love someone into their potential. You can only love them where they are. And if where they are is toxic to where you are going, you have a choice to make. You can stay and rot with them, or you can rise without them. There is no middle ground. You are not their savior. You are not their therapist. You are not their punching bag. You are a sovereign soul on your own journey. The spiritual trap of loyalty. There is a dark side to loyalty that no one talks about. Blind loyalty to dysfunction is not a virtue. It is a trauma bond. When you stay in a relationship that drains you, disrespects you, and dims your light, you are not being loyal to them. You are being disloyal to yourself. You are being disloyal to God. Think about it. God, the universe, source, whatever you call it, gave you this incredible light. It gave you gifts. It gave you a purpose. And by staying in these low vibration environments, you are essentially saying, no thanks. I'd rather be small. I'd rather be dim. I'd rather be miserable than make them uncomfortable. That is a rejection of your own divinity. You feel guilty for outgrowing them? Do not. Does a butterfly feel guilty for leaving the caterpillar behind? Does a flower feel guilty for blooming while the weeds are still weeds? Their role was to teach you a lesson, to trigger a wound so you could heal it, to show you exactly what you don't want. And once that lesson is learned, the contract is complete. But because you are afraid of being the bad guy, you keep renewing the contract. You keep showing up for a job you were fired from years ago. The fear of being alone. I know what you are afraid of. You are afraid that if you set these boundaries, if you stop engaging, if you walk away, you will be alone. You look around and think, if I cut off everyone who drains me, who will be left? The silence. The emptiness. It is terrifying. But let me reframe that for you. That space, that silence, that is not emptiness. That is room. You cannot attract your soul tribe, your real people. The ones who will celebrate you and match your energy. If your life is cluttered with people who tolerate you and drain your energy, you are blocking the door. You are holding onto a rusted penny so tightly that your hand is not open to receive the gold coin that is waiting for you. You have to be willing to walk alone for a season. You have to be willing to be the villain in their story so you can be the hero in yours. Let them call you selfish. Let them say you changed. Smile and say, yes, I did. Thank God. Because the version of you that they liked, the version of you that was easy to manipulate, the version of you that had no boundaries, that person is dead, and you are not going to resurrect them just to make someone else comfortable. So, how do you live in this world without being consumed by it? How do you deal with the demons without becoming one? The answer is simple, but it requires practice. You stop reacting. You start observing. Reaction is an emotional reflex. It is low vibration. It is defensiveness. Observation is a spiritual stance. It is high vibration. It is power. When someone tries to provoke you, when they throw their little darts of criticism or guilt, do not catch them. Do not let them land. Imagine you are a scientist observing a chaotic experiment. You are watching them. You are not in the experiment with them. When they insult you, instead of getting angry, get curious. Look at them and think, wow, that is a lot of pain they are projecting. That is a very loud demon. And then, silence. Silence is the loudest sound in the universe. Silence creates a vacuum that they have to fill with their own noise. If you don't argue back, if you don't defend yourself, their words hit a wall and bounce right back to them. They have to sit with their own poison because you refuse to drink it. The lighthouse analogy. I want to leave you with an image that will change how you view your role in people's lives. Stop trying to be a lifeboat. Start being a lighthouse. A lifeboat is exhausted. It rows out into the storm. It chases every drowning person. It risks capsizing itself to save everyone else. It is frantic. It is dangerous. Many of you have spent 40, 50, 60 years being a lifeboat. And look at you now. You are leaking. You are tired. And you are drifting. A lighthouse is different. A lighthouse stands on the rock. It is grounded. It is unmovable. It does not run around the island looking for boats to save. It does not scream at the ships, "Come this way. Watch out for the rocks." No. It just shines. It stands tall, and it sends its light out into the dark. The ships that are looking for safety will see the light and guide themselves home. The ships that are looking for danger, or the captains who are asleep at the wheel, will crash against the rocks. And here is the hard truth. That is not the lighthouse's fault. Your job is not to save the ships. Your job is to keep your light burning. If you dim your light to make the crashing ships feel better, the whole ocean goes dark, and then no one gets saved. Your new mission. You are entering a new chapter of your life. The people-pleasing chapter is over. The fixer chapter is over. The sovereign chapter has begun. This is the time for you to reclaim your energy. Take that love you poured into ungrateful people and pour it into yourself. Take that time you spent listening to their drama and spend it on your garden, your art, your prayer, your peace. You will find that as you stop chasing the wrong people, the right people will find you. Because light attracts light. Kindness attracts kindness. Wisdom attracts wisdom. But you have to clear the space first. Closing affirmation. Do not let them convince you that you are crazy. Do not let them convince you that you are broken. You are simply awake in a world that is fighting to stay asleep. Your sensitivity is your superpower. Your heart is your compass. And your light. Your light is needed now more than ever. So, let them be irritated. Let their demons scream. You stand on your rock. You breathe. You smile. And you shine. You are the chosen one. It is time you started acting like it. If this message resonated with your spirit, if you felt that truth deep in your bones, then you know you are part of this tribe. Do not just listen to this and go back to your old ways. Make a promise to yourself today. Type, "I am the lighthouse" in the comments below to affirm your power. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Not for me, but to signal to the universe that you are ready for more of this high-frequency truth. Walk in peace, walk in power, and never, ever dim your light again.